given what you do, you have to have a view on the future of retail. What is it?
Retail, I think physical retail will stay around. I think, when you're looking at a retail location, if you're an investor, you know a tenant, you may not know the rent today. The tenants have what few tenants there are have all the leverage. And so if you'd like to ask $100 a foot and they say, we'll take it, but we want 50, and you're buying that at 10 times cash flow, that if you went 10 times 100 or 10 times 50 and your debt was 50, you're now bankrupt. So your asset's worth half of what you thought it was worth. It's very hard to underwrite retail today. The best retail assets, even what you'd call the best, let's say it was on Fifth Avenue in New York City or on Bleecker Street in the Village. I mean, if you've been on Bleecker Street or Fifth Avenue, there are a lot of empty stores because they were bought for rents of $10,000 a foot. And today the tenant's like, $3,000 a foot. If he pays $3,000 a foot, the property's going back to the lender. So it stays vacant until he hopes somebody shows up at $10,000 a foot. And rents didn't move like that on Fifth Avenue. They soared through the ceiling, and same in the Village and in Soho. So I think the internet brands, the strong brands of the internet, they find, and I know it's true because I'm on the board of Estee Lauder for 15 years or 16 years, that the physical helps the digital, and they work together, the e-commerce platform and the physical location, they reinforce each other, and your sales, the digital only companies often don't get to scale in retail, whether it was Bonobos, Warby Parker, Allbirds. Warby Parker now has 120 stores, and their stores are very successful. So there are certain tenants, they'll be super picky where they go. And the nation probably has, a mall is kind of an outdated concept to some extent. I mean, we own some, it's been really hard. Our tenants keep going bankrupt, even if we have a good Pier 1 or a good Forever 21 or a good, so we have a great, like JCPenney just announced a round of store closings, as did Macy's. None in our malls. Our malls are safe. So they're not the worst of the malls, right? But it's really hard. Apple's decided that they are the biggest draw in the mall, which they are. And so they say, you should pay us to be in your mall. Well, that's not what you modeled, right? You didn't model that. So now, it's very hard to value these assets, and it's going to be a long time until that landscape is reached equilibrium. But
how much of that is pandemic and how much of that is Amazon?
The pandemic is Amazon. I mean, Amazon was a pandemic to retail. I mean, that business where they priced the delivery of, I ordered a bike pump to my house in Florida, and they delivered that afternoon for basically free. It was a $22 bike pump. There's no mom and pop shop on earth that could match that, So Amazon, they practiced what to me amounted to predatory pricing. They were selling product below the cost of its total cost of goods. And in industrial chemicals or in steel, you can't do that. It's called predatory pricing. Amazon built their whole company on predatory pricing, and supported by their cloud business. So, I just feel bad for mom and dad. I had a big argument with a prominent VC the other day. He says, well, it's great they're bringing low cost to their customer. I was ordering a pair of sneakers the other day, and it was $50 more on Amazon's website than it was on the website of the company. So, I think I'm here on the island of Nantucket, and I walk down Main Street and 10 stores are empty. They're empty because of Amazon. They're not empty because there's not demand. It's just that the average person is they don't know what they're doing. They're going out and they're ordering everything they can do on Amazon. It shows up in a box, and it's convenient, but they've just killed the livelihood of some mom and pop operator in downtown Nantucket. I'm not a fan.